Hey Eagles, it's Miss Bedell again. I am here at NASA JPL in their museum with Planetary Kari, who is Dr. Kari Bean, and she's going to talk to you about her job, how she got interested in science, and what she gets to do every day.
Yes. So currently I work at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory on the Dawn mission, which is currently in the asteroid belt. We've already orbited around the asteroid Vesta. We're currently cruising on our way to Ceres, and we'll get there in the spring of 2015. So what I'm doing right now is what's called science planning. And what that means is I'll talk to the science team, and they'll tell me what kind of science they want to do and what information they want to get out of the spacecraft and the asteroid. And so then I partially write the code, and in addition I also tell the engineers how to better understand how to use the instruments to get the data that the scientists need. So that's what I typically do, which is pretty fun.
How did you get interested in science, and what made you go into a science career?
So when I was in preschool, my preschool actually got hit by a tornado, and I decided that I wanted to study weather to kind of better understand tornadoes. And then it wasn't until high school when I saw a space shuttle launch that I decided, well, space is really cool too. And so I went to space camp, and I really learned a lot more about science, and I've still really loved weather, and I loved space, and I was kind of struggling with, do I go into meteorology and study the weather, or do I go into astronomy and study space? Well, then I found out that you can actually study the weather on other planets, and then I knew exactly what it was that I wanted to do. And during my college career, I also got to work on a whole bunch of different missions, like Spirit and Opportunity, right behind me. And I also got to work on the newest rover, Curiosity, in addition to several other missions. And when I was doing this, I would get to operate the spacecraft and take pictures, and I really fell in love with working on these spacecraft. And so when I got out of college, JPL hired me up, and now I work on an asteroid orbiter instead of Mars rovers. But it's a lot of the same kind of things that I was doing in college, just completely different mission and type of body, but the same kind of structure.
What advice would you have for somebody who might be interested in becoming a scientist?
Definitely read. Go to any camps that you can. There's a lot of information on the internet and in your library all about space or any field that you may be interested in. And don't be afraid to talk to people. A lot of the opportunities that I got were simply because I asked people if they needed help. So in high school, maybe look for internships. Even in college, just ask professors when you get there, is anything, can I help with anything if it sounds interesting, or at least talk to them. And they should be able to give you some good pointers and potentially have you work on these missions like I did in school.
Thank you so much.